Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code DTC P0462 relates to the fuel level sensor, specifically identifying a low voltage condition in the fuel gauge sending unit circuit. This error typically indicates that the input signal from the fuel level sensor to the vehicle's onboard computer is either missing or significantly lower than expected. The fuel level sensor is integral in providing accurate fuel level readings to the driver via the fuel gauge on the dashboard. It is often located in the fuel tank, continuously measuring the fuel volume and sending this information to the gauge control module. When the DTC P0462 is triggered, it may impact the vehicle's performance or lead to false readings on the fuel gauge, causing potential issues in fuel management. Understanding this error can guide further troubleshooting steps aimed at restoring proper function and ensuring that the fuel gauge provides accurate information to the driver. The DTC P0462 describes a failure related to the fuel level sensor in the Honda CRV, particularly indicating that the fuel gauge sending unit circuit is experiencing low voltage. The fuel level sensor, which is critical for determining the amount of fuel within the tank, is typically housed within the confines of the fuel tank. Its position is essential, as it needs to be fully submerged in fuel for accurate readings. The sensor operates by sending a voltage signal to the gauge control module, which interprets the signal to display the fuel level on the dashboard. When this circuit reports low voltage, it can lead to incorrect fuel gauge readings, causing potential confusion for the driver about fuel availability. This DTC can lead to sometimes the vehicle not accurately indicating when fuel is low, making it essential to troubleshoot promptly. Several potential causes can lead to the activation of DTC P0462. One likely issue is a shorted wire condition, particularly in the fuel gauge plus line. Such conditions can stem from wear and tear, moisture intrusion, or physical damage to wiring that creates unintended paths for electrical current. Another common cause may be a faulty fuel gauge sending unit itself, which, if malfunctioning, can fail to provide the appropriate voltage signal to the gauge control module. Lastly, the gauge control module, responsible for interpreting signals from the fuel level sensor, could also be malfunctioning. If any of these components are impaired, immediate troubleshooting is required to identify and resolve the failing element effectively. The symptoms of DTC P0462 primarily include inaccurate fuel gauge readings, which can greatly affect driver confidence regarding fuel levels. Drivers may notice that the fuel gauge is stuck at empty or displays erratic readings that do not match the actual fuel level in the tank. This can lead to unexpected situations where drivers might run out of fuel without any warning, resulting in potential road hazards. Additionally, warning lights may illuminate on the dashboard, signaling that an issue has been detected within the fuel level system. Recognizing these symptoms early on is critical to addressing the DTC P0462 promptly and preventing further complications that may arise from fuel mismanagement. The first troubleshooting step for DTC P0462 involves verifying the problem and gathering diagnostic data efficiently. Start by turning the vehicle ignition to the on mode, which powers the vehicle's electrical systems without starting the engine. Next, you'll need to clear the existing DTC by using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. This tool executes a reset function that erases the diagnostic codes stored in the vehicle's computer. After clearing the code, it's essential to wait for approximately 5 seconds to allow the system to reset properly. Following this brief waiting period, Check the HDS again for any pending or confirmed DTCs. If the DTC P0462 reappears, it indicates that the failure condition is confirmed, prompting further diagnostic action. The second troubleshooting step centers on checking the wiring to identify any potential shorts in the fuel gauge plus line. Begin by ensuring the vehicle is turned off and in the lock mode, which disengages the ignition and secures the electrical system. After confirming a vehicle is off, you will proceed to remove the gauge control module from its housing. This module is typically located on the dashboard near the instrument panel. Following the removal, disconnect the fuel tank unit's 4-pin connector and the 32-pin connector of the gauge control module. Conduct a continuity test between two specific test points, a female terminal on the fuel tank unit and a body ground. If continuity exists, this indicates a short in the fuel gauge plus wire, necessitating repair of the wiring. In the third troubleshooting step, you will focus on assessing the fuel gauge sending unit's performance. Start by conducting a direct test of the fuel gauge sending unit to evaluate whether it is functioning correctly. This component is vital as it measures the fuel level and sends the appropriate signal to the gauge control module. If the fuel gauge sending unit is found to be functional during this test, attention shifts to the gauge control module, requiring its replacement if no issues are detected in the sending unit. However, if the sending unit fails the test, it must be replaced to restore accurate fuel level readings. This step ensures that the core of the fuel level monitoring system operates flawlessly. After performing the necessary repairs, following the troubleshooting steps for DTC P0462, it is crucial to conduct a final verification process to confirm that the issue has been resolved effectively. Begin this verification process by rechecking the DTCs using the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS. This step helps ensure that no codes remain active, specifically DTC P0462, which would indicate that the issue persists. After confirming the absence of any DTC, you should also assess the fuel gauge's functionality to ensure it provides accurate readings under normal operating conditions. Conducting this thorough validation helps guarantee that the repair has restored the vehicle's fuel level monitoring system to a fully operational status, giving the driver confidence in fuel management. Preventive maintenance is essential for avoiding the recurrence of issues like DTC P0462 in your Honda CRV. To keep the fuel level sensor circuit in optimal condition, regularly inspect the wiring for signs of wear, corrosion, or damage. Ensuring that the electrical connections are clean and secure can prevent short circuits that may lead to low voltage conditions. Additionally, keep an eye on the fuel level sensor itself, checking its performance periodically to identify any early signs of failure. Maintaining the gauge control module in good condition is also essential, as it interprets and processes signals from the fuel level sensor. Engaging in regular maintenance can help prevent future failures, ensuring that the vehicle always accurately reports fuel levels. In conclusion, understanding DTC P0462 is vital for ensuring the proper functioning of the fuel level monitoring system in the Honda CRV. Systematic troubleshooting, including verifying the problem, checking wiring, and testing components, is essential in identifying and resolving the issues that caused this particular DTC. Each step in the troubleshooting process plays a significant role in diagnosing whether the fuel gauge sending unit, gauge control module, or wiring is at fault. Moreover, implementing preventive measures like regular inspections and maintenance can significantly help in avoiding potential failures in the future. Thus, a proactive approach not only enhances vehicle reliability, but also ensures the safety and peace of mind of the driver. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.